Hi, everybody. Alex Sonka and Due Diligence Project, Virtual Family Office Hub. I want to talk to you a little bit about family offices, the difference between a single family office, a multi-family office, and a virtual family office with best-in-class peer-reviewed resources. And then the fourth option, which is having no family office at all, meaning the business owner themselves are running their own pseudo-family office, managing their CPA firm, law firms, advisory firms, specialty firms, and really running their own family office without any experience, which takes a lot of time and energy and can be very, very frustrating because you have to manage. If you have a question, a complicated question, you're selling an asset, acquiring a new asset, you want to roll that into your estate plan, your wealth plan, your tax plan, you've got to make a number of phone calls and you might have some questions. So when you call your CPA firm and law firm and specialty firms and advisory firms, you may make 6 or 7 phone calls and get 6 or 7 different answers back from all these different players in your group of resources. And you may not be qualified to analyze all those answers and figure out what's good, what's better, what's best, which is really, really frustrating for a lot of business owners out there who are operating without a family office. Now, some business owners who sell their companies create a lot of liquidity, say, hey, I just want to manage all my resources now. I've got a lot of liquidity. I'm going to set up a family office so I don't have to make 7 phone calls. I can make only 1 phone call to the leader of my family office. And that's really the real benefit of having a family office. 1 point of contact, everyone under 1 roof. You have a leader who hires you, your CPA firm, law firm, all these different resources under 1 roof. You have a question, you make 1 phone call, and they take care of it for you. A multi-family office just simply allows more than 1 family to enjoy these benefits. Sharing the cost with more than 1 family can reduce the cost of a family office from $250,000, $1 million, $2 million a year down to a fraction of that, and you can share those services and reduce your cost. But the question is, does a single family office and a multi-family office, are they capable of hiring the very, very best specialists, the very best attorneys, the very best CPAs with tax specialties to work for you as W-2 employees in your single family office or your multifamily office? And what we've noticed over the last 20 years, the very, very best specialists in the world, the very best tax attorneys, best resource in the world, they've left their big firms. They don't want to be W-2 employees in general. They want to run their own boutique shops or mid-sized shops. They want to be on the East Coast, on the West Coast. They want to be in Aspen, wherever they want to be, Bahamas. And so what we've realized is the very, very most efficient structure out there is not a single family office. It's not a multi-family office. And it's not trying to run your own family office without having any experience, knowing how to make and sell widgets out there. All of a sudden you're running a family office without that financial background. The most efficient family office is a virtual family office with best-in-class peer-reviewed resources. So just like Yelp, Amazon, Netflix uses peer review, a virtual family office can be easily built out with our community of over 200 independent CPA firms, law firms, specialty firms, and part of the Due Diligence Project, who continually introduce their favorite resources into the community, and the community vets out every single new resource or old resources. And as new members join the Due Diligence Project, a new law firm, new CPA firm, new family office joins the Due Diligence Project, they're going to do their independent due diligence on every resource that's already part of the community, and they're going to independently introduce their favorite resources, and the rest of the community is going to do due diligence on their favorite resource. So the Due Diligence Project never, ever stops conducting its due diligence on resources and strategies. And at the end of the day, what happens at Due Diligence Project figures out who's the best specialist in this area, who's the best tax attorney in this particular area of income tax mitigation, who is the best estate planning attorney, who's the best international specialist in this specific area of international tax planning. So all of that is constantly being evaluated, and we are able to continually figure out who is in the first chair of this specialty, who's in the second chair, third chair, fourth chair, fifth chair. So just like Amazon has independent peer review, Yelp has independent peer review, Netflix has independent peer review, our elite family offices and CPAs want that same level of independent peer review so they can build out their own virtual family offices with best-in-class peer-reviewed resources. So when a family office goes out there and says, look, we have the very, very best peer-reviewed network of attorney specialist resources on the planet, there's a function that's happening 24/7, 365 within this community that's continually vetting, that's continually making sure that in the first chair of this position, we have the very, very best resource that this independent peer-reviewed global community has identified. And they're constantly doing due diligence on. So we figured out that the due diligence project and the Virtual Family Office Hub has been building out family offices for a very, very long time. We've been doing this for over 6 years. And we've always built out a virtual family office with best-in-class peer review. When we get single-family offices or multi-family offices that come and find us and plug into the due diligence project and plug in the Virtual Family Office Hub, we will go out and help them restructure their organization to make sure to get rid of any B+, B, A- players and replace all those players with A+ or A-level players. And those are the difference between the virtual family office with best-in-class peer-reviewed resources and the more traditional family offices that have been out there. Those structures, the single-family office, the multi-family office, and of course, the no-family office, which is completely inefficient, where a business owner that has no experience in finance, who is amazing at creating and selling some kind of widget that's created massive wealth doing that, trying to manage their own family office, manage their own CPA firm, law firm, especially firm and so forth, which wastes a lot of time and energy and takes it away from what's most important. So there's some thoughts about the difference between a single family office, a multi-family office, and a virtual family office with best-in-class peer-reviewed resources. Thanks. Have a great day.
That's all for this episode of the Due Diligence Project podcast. Be sure to visit duediligenceproject.com to access the resources we have available for qualified CPAs and family office leaders. Our mission at the Due Diligence Project is to help you deliver more significance and value to your very best clients while shifting your traditional practice into the firm of the future.